State Senator Brian Boquist, by the way, no longer has to give a 12-hour warning when he plans to be at the Oregon State Capitol building. That probably sounds a little bit strange, but it's a real rule. It was put in place back in 2019 when Boquist said some things that many took as threats of violence against the Senate president and the state police. Let's get some context. Back in 2019, state lawmakers were fighting over Governor Kate Brown's proposed cap-and-trade law. The law would regulate greenhouse emissions from, cars, trucks, and lots of other sources. Democrats generally supported it. Republicans generally hated it. Since Democrats held majorities in both the House and the Senate, it was a good bet that the bill would pass and the governor would sign it. Senate Republicans, including Boquist, were close to walking out of the building to make it impossible for the Democrats to even vote on the bill. The governor hinted she might send state police to force Republicans to get back in the building. Then on June 19th, Boquist said this to Senate President Peter Courtney.
And you send the state police to get me, hell's coming to visit you personally.
That wasn't very nice, was it? I was reporting on the walkout that day and heard about Boquist's comment. When I tracked him down to ask about it, he told me this.
Send bachelors and come heavily armed. I'm not going to be a political prisoner in the state of Oregon.
So, yes, that is what set off many alarm bells with folks. It was not lost on many that Boquist had retired from the military reserves as a lieutenant colonel with the Special Forces. So, the Senate Conduct Committee held a hearing and decided Boquist and his threatening remarks needed an answer. They decided to impose a 12-hour rule on him. That meant he had to let the state police know 12 hours ahead of time when he was going to be at the Capitol building. The idea was to give the state police time to bring in extra folks for extra protection. Boquist sued, arguing the punishment violated his right of free speech. One federal court threw out the lawsuit, but then a second court of appeals said, no, he had a pretty good point. And they told the first court to look at it again. In the meantime, things have been quiet on the Boquist front. And yesterday, the Senate Rules Committee met again and said, you know what? He's followed the rules. There's been no trouble. It's time to drop that and move on. Boquist told the AP he's not dropping his lawsuit, though. And by the way, Governor Brown's cap-and-trade bill, well, that never did pass the legislature. Didn't matter, though. She eventually pushed a version of the plan through using her executive powers as governor.